Hello, Samantha Morris. Welcome to Entrepreneur Talks podcast run by Women Flakes. I'm so delighted to have you here with me today.
Oh, thank you, Yola. I'm so glad to be here.
Amazing. So before we start our session today, tell me, where are you talking from?
I am in Melbourne in Australia.
Fabulous. And how is the weather in your country right now?
Oh my goodness. Well, Melbourne is being very true to form. We are in the middle of summer and we got storms that rolled in last night, so about 24 hours ago. And yes, it's been raining for the past 24 hours.
Really? And it's summer?
It is summer and I've got 3 layers on. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But look, in a few days' time, we're going to be swimming because it's going to be hot again. So.
Oh, fabulous. But that kind of rain is really good, right? It's like refreshing.
It is. And actually, yes, it was really exciting to see on the news that the rain is actually getting to parts of Australia that have been in drought for a long time. So really I do celebrate when the rain comes.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe you and millions of people, I'm sure. So, I'm so curious about your what you do and the way you live, because as I'm aware, you are mother of 5 and running 2 businesses, right?
Yes, I am. Because I don't have enough to do, you know.
That's so good. Love it. So when did you start? How did you, with 5 kids, let's see, when did you start this journey about your 2 businesses? Was before or during or after?
No. Well, the 2 businesses, one of those businesses has been running for 16 years now. So a bit of a veteran business. It's good. It's ticking along nicely. And in actual fact, we've got exciting plans to grow that this year. The other business is my coaching business, which is my little baby, and it's about 18 months old now. So I've got sort of 2 businesses at opposite ends of the spectrum there. But no, I had 3 children when we started the business, because the other business for 16 years I run that with my husband. So yes, 3 children, and we started the business, and then here comes number 4. So that was fun. I was pregnant and I actually was working a part-time job at that point, and then so I would work at this part-time job in the morning, and then at 1 o'clock I would finish. I would drive to our factory, and the business was new, so I had a desk that sat in the factory. There was no office, and I had an outdoor heater that would sit behind me in the winter because it was freezing cold just in this concrete factory, and that's the way we started out.
Wow. And that's wow, congratulations. This is really encouraging for moms. For me, like, I'm thinking, just because some moms, they do have 1 kid or even 1 kid or 3, and they say no, I can't do this. No, this is not possible. And listening just what you said, like with 3 kids you start, and you went and you had a factory where you going and you don't have heater, you don't have anything, like a specific place, and then it comes the 4th, but you didn't give up, and then comes the 5th and you stay.
Yes,
you still there.
I love my son dearly, but by the time I was pregnant with number 5, I do admit I did have a period of time where I didn't speak to my husband. Yeah, and that was fun at work when I was quite angry, and I was like, I really don't want to talk to you right now. I'm not happy about this. But anyway, that's life.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
That's
our way. Yeah, tell me.
I think it doesn't really matter how many children you have, because my belief is that whether it's 1 child or 3 or 5, you're always working at your capacity. So if you've got two children, that's the capacity, because you don't know anything different. And so when if you decide that you're going to start a business or do something like that and you've got children, you just tend to add that on and somehow figure it out.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, well, how do you do it with 5? And I'm like, probably the same way as people with 2 do it, really. Just, it can be a little bit trickier.
Yeah.
But how do you cook dinner for 2? How do you cook dinner for 5? You just, do it on a bigger scale. That's all.
Yeah, it's true.
It's 10 potatoes instead of 5.
It is true, and on top of that is organize yourself. Make sure you got time for everything, especially and including yourself. Because the way people get lost is because they don't organize themselves. They don't have a plan. And because I believe like we do need to have a plan for everything, even for our child, for our dog. I don't know if you have pets, but you
Yes.
have.
Yes.
That's amazing. You see, plus
I can tell you, like we moved into this house last year, but for the 8 years prior to that, we had a few acres, so we did have horses, cows, sheep. We had all of that as well.
so beautiful. Because I gotta tell you, I just came across the situation for helping my daughter and with a dog, because our dog just arrived 3 days ago. He was on a trip from Portugal to here, and I end up seeing myself with the dog with her goddaughter. She's got a goddaughter, 1.5 years, and she was getting woohoo. She was getting lost. Then I'm like, calm down. We need to organize ourselves. And I managed to be here by myself with the dog, with the children and the kid, and end up reading. Everyone was reading, even the dog was resting, and we are reading on my moment, because I need to read every day. And I sent the video to her, and I said to her, the power is inside of us. It is inside of us, because
It is most definitely.
yeah. And I found like, so I love the fact that I got it because I know a lot of moms or either fathers that struggle to bring, and I managed to check my business, to do my thing with a dog and a child. We are all so happy on that day. It was one day, and they said, when my daughter arrived from work, she asked me, Mom, how was your day? And I said, actually, it was a blessing. I didn't know how it's going to go, but I knew what I'm planning to, or I had things prepared. I'm not going to jump on top of things. I'm going to have the food ready. I'm going to have the specific things that you can do it. And then the other one comes with the flow, because we never know, kids and dogs, we don't know what's going to happen in half an hour, but some of the things we can plan. And that's
Yes,
why.
we can. Yeah. Look, I've lost count of the amount of times when, I've got ready to start my day. All my kids have gone off to school and kinder and wherever they've got to go, and I'll walk into the office and I'll sit down and there's my phone ringing. One child, they've forgotten their lunch. So, you have to deal with those things, and it's frustrating, but it's like, well, it's happened. Now I've got to go back home, get the lunch, take it to school. So what I had planned for this morning is now disrupted, but there's 2 ways to react to that. You can sort of, your head can explode.
Yes. I was just about to tell. Yeah.
Or you can accept that the day's just not going to work out quite the way you thought it was.
That's so true. Because that's depending on the way we're taking.
Yes.
Because if we're taking the wrong way, we're gonna get stressed. Now I need to shouting to ourselves. But take it easy. That's what it is. And when we're taking on the right way, which is accepting, everything is gonna work out around. If I have a meeting, I will send an email or I'll call the person, and everything is gonna be smooth. But when we are getting this, living with the stress, You're not gonna get in touch with the meeting with the other person because he's not answering. Everything goes wrong because you're pushing the wrong attraction to yourself. I love this. I love this.
Yeah, it's funny because it took me a long time to realize that and understand that what I was putting out there was what I was getting back. And when I learned that, I was able to be really conscious about it.
That's the key. Yeah.
And stop myself, because sometimes you do feel stressed.
Yeah, really.
But sometimes it feels like everything's happening, and you have to sit there and go, okay, breathe for a minute, be okay. Let's just take this one thing at a time, and off we go.
Yeah, that's the key. Think about yourself first. That's amazing. So tell me, what is Samantha, your factory is about what? You said you got a factory and you do the...
Yes, the business with my husband. So I'm working in two very different worlds with two different businesses. So the business with my husband is in the manufacturing and automotive industries, and it is cleaning spray booths.
Oh, wow.
So
that's interesting.
Yes, most people have no idea what that is.
You clean the boots?
Yes, so if you crash your car goes to the panel beater or the smash repair shop, and there's a special booth where they spray paint the cars.
Ah, okay.
So our business goes and does all the maintenance on those booths at the smash repair shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a big industry, so has everything to grow there.
Yeah. So, and it's all cars, and like I say, manufacturing and automotive is very, very male dominated.
Yeah.
And it can be interesting sometimes because old-fashioned people can be quite dismissive when they're talking to you, and you're like, hang on a minute, I own this business.
Yeah. And looks like you like cars then. You know a lot of things about cars.
I know a lot of things about cars. My husband is an absolute expert. Like, he's brilliant. I don't know a lot, but I have picked things up over the years because I've been around it. So I know bits and pieces. But before that, before I had this business, I was in the Navy for 12 years.
Oh, okay.
So male-dominated area there. So I felt quite comfortable in these male-dominated arenas.
Got it.
Yes. So then we jump to coaching, and I'm only working with women.
Oh, wow. And they are on Navy, they're specific women, like what is the niche for your women?
The niche, most of my clients are startups, or they've had their business for maybe 1 or 2 years, but they're quite new.
Oh, okay, good. Because I brought up the Navy because you are I don't know how you say the name, like you used to be on Navy, so I thought about empowering other women that are on Navy as well, because they will come out from there. You understand?
No.
Even if they're there, they can have a coach, and you got a big network on Navy, so it would be good.
Yes. That is. Do you know what? Isn't that interesting? I hadn't actually thought about focusing on ex-military women.
Yeah. Because that's you can try. It's just because you spoke about Navy just came up to my mind.
Yes.
And you know how they run their lives. You know a lot of stuff about the women and ex-military, or even the ones out there. So you can build up a big network on Navy. Women in the Navy, or women after Navy.
Yes.
That's amazing. So you got a journey.
Oh, so exciting. That's my big takeaway from today.
So that's why you can manage very well the industry, like the automotive industry with your husband when it comes, because you've been in the male environment
Mm.
for a long time, and
Yes,
that
yes,
built
no,
up confidence.
yeah, I've had to learn to stand up for myself and say, hang on a minute, I do know what I'm talking about if you just want to listen for a minute.
Right, that's amazing,
Mm,
because powerful, because makes you more confident. Totally. Speak,
yes.
you can speak and you don't have a problem with that.
Mm, yeah.
So now,
That
yeah.
that didn't come straight away. I think
Oh,
even the first few years that I was in the Navy, uh, I felt like I'd missed out on a lot of opportunities because I was too scared to put my hand up.
yeah.
And you know, like everyone, you sort of reach that point where you go, I can either keep sitting at the back of the room or I can stand up and start doing some of these things that I really want to do, because, you know, there's some exciting opportunities out there, and all it takes is for you to do this. Pick me.
Yeah. And sometimes we think we are very, we think now, we don't think, but we become very comfortable with our situation. That's why we don't put the hand up. And one day you woke up and you said, you know what? It's now. I'm here. That's why
Yeah.
you go what you go. And you will get more for sure. I'm sure.
Mm. I was actually thinking about that very, very thing today, because I don't know why, I was just reflecting back on life today at some point. And I was thinking about the fact that even when I had my babies, I was always commented on that I seemed so relaxed, and I always prided myself on being quite easygoing, and, you know, whatever's happening, I'll just go along with it. But today I was looking at that and I thought, do you know what? I actually don't feel like I was easygoing. I actually feel like I was quite complacent.
Wow.
And, you know, rather than putting myself out there, it was easy just to go along with what everyone else is doing. But once again, it's that point in time where you're like, oh, this really isn't serving me at all.
Yeah. And was your husband was as well on Navy?
Oh,
The Navy?
okay. So this is husband number 2. The
Okay.
first husband was, yes.
All right. So the first and the second. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Yes. Good. No, I was curious because there we go. It comes again the persistence and the consistency in working in the environment. So this is
Yes.
amazing. Awesome. So tell me now about your coaching. What type of coaching are you doing?
Yes. So, oh my goodness, coaching. I love coaching. I sort of laugh a little bit to think that my job is to actually sit and talk to people. Because when I was a little girl, I was always in trouble at school for talking too much. Always. You know, all my school reports just like, oh, she just too disruptive in class. She's always talking. So I kind of wish I could go to my teachers and go, all that talking, you know, that's what I do for a living now.
Wow.
But no, the coaching, I'm part of an organisation called Fempire, and we're here in Australia, and we are all female coaches, and we deliver coaching services. We work with people one-on-one, or, you know, we work with groups of women, but we also run an amazing 6-week course that kind of builds up a complete foundation for people to have, you know, a really good chance of success, because there are 2 elements to this course, and the first one is all about mindset and everything we need to do to get people thinking the right way, and thinking about how they feel about themselves and what they want to achieve, all of those things, you know, and the big why they're doing it. And then the second half of the course is a little bit more about the mechanics of, you know, the how-tos, how to set things up, and you know, how to do your sales, how to do your marketing, you know, my little forte of making sure that women are looking at their numbers, you know, making sure that they're reading their financial reports and understanding how money works.
Very good. So that means like it's a life coaching. You do life coaching.
Well, I don't do life coaching, but having said that, mindset is very much sitting in
The
that
life.
area.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the other coaches are qualified life coaches. I'm my qualifications all sit in business, so I
Ah,
kind of let them take the lead
okay.
for a lot of the life, that side of
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
But yeah, I can step up a lot more for the
Oh,
business side of
ah,
things.
okay, good.
But look, having said that, a lot of it is about listening to people.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and sometimes just letting somebody talk, they come to realizations on their own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so true. And even if you do life coach and someone comes with a, let's say, is starting a business, but is looking for life coach to understand what to do in their life to be able to create that business, you will end up mixing up some things about business and career or life. And as well, when you are a business coach, you will end up, you need to know things about that person life, so it
Yes,
gets involved in one way or the other. But
absolutely, we
your
do.
main
Yes,
focus is business, but you always get to know the life of that person.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
particularly when you're dealing with business owners, and they're a solo business owner, so their business and personal lives are very much intertwined.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
yes, you really do need to get to know the person. It's not all business. It's
Yeah.
far from
Yeah.
being all business.
Totally. Thank you, Amanda, for this answer. Amazing, amazing. And so, on this company that you work and you became a business coach, um, you can do coaching apart from there. Like, let's say you do have your private sessions. You can have people on your
Yes.
consultation. Like, you can do private. Let's say someone that is not in Australia, or it has to be just Australia.
Oh no, I do. I actually do have. I've got a client in London. I've got a client in South Africa. We get inquiries from India and quite a few different places. And the business will be formally entering some other countries this
Oh,
year, which is exciting.
oh,
So, but yes, we do have international clients.
all right. That must be quite tricky as well with the time zones and stuff. But we will always manage, right? We tend
Oh,
to,
look, we do.
yeah.
And let's face it, this year, well, being from Melbourne and we're a little bit famous for having the world's longest lockdown. So I feel like, this year has been work 24/7, not all the time, but this ability that we've got to sit here and be online talking to people, I think that it's really changed the way we think about how we can work together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know that capability's always been there, but we've certainly not tapped into it the way we have this year.
Yeah. Everything changes.
And it's just more accepted now that you can do it, and it's okay to do it.
Yes, yes, totally. Because back in the days, we would think like, oh, do I do this call with someone that I don't know? And now everyone jumps on the call. That's it. You don't have to,
Yeah.
unless,
We've kind of had to let go of this lack of trust we've had because it's somebody online.
yeah. But it's another thing that I still find interesting is some people is quite afraid of the camera.
Oh my gosh, y'all, yes, yes.
These little people like ashamed of, I don't know if he's afraid, if it's the right word, but they look like they don't really want to show themselves because they maybe, I don't know, the way they look, they don't like themselves. I don't know what is the self-esteem, but it's something is going on there that people hide themselves.
Yeah, and I can totally understand that. When this lockdown first started, the course that I spoke about, that used to be 3 days where we did it in room. We traveled around the country, and it was wonderful. Because I love traveling, and we'd stay and we'd deliver this face to face, and it's an amazing experience. But when we couldn't do that, the first thing we all had a meeting, and we said, okay, how are we going to deliver this education? And of course, naturally, it's like, well, it has to be online. Mm-hmm. So we decided we would do a hybrid, and we would record the training, and then we would have live sessions to discuss the training and talk about how people interpreted it, and what they didn't understand, and how they can implement.
Right.
So we were given different sections of the course to make these videos, and of course I had not done anything on camera before. And oh gosh, what a disaster. I ended up, I had to, I didn't have to, but I actually sought out help, because I totally froze in front of the camera. And I'd be sitting there, and I typed out scripts. I'm like, come on, you don't even have to know what you're going to say. You're just going to sit there and read a script, and you're going to demonstrate something on a screen. But there was something about that blinking record light, and I was like, oh, yeah. And I'd be up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'd do 30, 40 takes, and it's still not right. Oh my goodness.
No,
and when I look back at those videos now, and I say, oh, I think I might actually re-record them.
Now you are an expert, I believe. Now you're more confident, right?
Yeah. Oh, look, I did a challenge, and I got some help to just overcome, because it was all about me. And it was just, this story that I was telling myself about, because on camera, you don't have, when you're in a video, you don't have that interaction with the audience. And for me, I didn't have trouble, in a room of people, I didn't have trouble speaking. But as soon as I lost that feedback that you get from looking at someone and talking to someone, I was totally lost. I didn't know how to deliver anything. Anyway, so
yeah,
that was an interesting journey.
Yeah, this is what is been happening with us, and it's going to continue, I'm sure.
Yeah, that one stumped me though. I was like, I'm the champion of talking to people. How can I be lost for words?
Yeah. So now I've got one more question, one or two. For you, Samantha. What are the biggest challenge for your clients?
So the biggest challenge that I find women are facing is that they're actually, I would have to say, fear and lack of confidence, really, because anything that you need to do in business, as far as technical things, or learning about your finances, like all of that stuff people can learn. You can learn. You don't have to be an expert in everything, but you can learn basics. But if you are too scared to be honest about what you want to do, and if you're too scared to put yourself out there, that's really the thing that's going to stop you, or the thing that's going to cause you to fail.
Right. I agree. Yeah. Very good. Very good answer. Thank you. And now my last question is, how can people connect with you and find more about your work?
Oh, look, they can find me on Facebook and Instagram, and of course my website.
All right, good. And you do have something for a freebie for my listeners, anyone?
Oh yes, absolutely. So, I've already spoken about how much I love to talk. So if anybody would like to get together with me and talk about their business ideas or things that they're struggling with, then I'm happy to do a free 30-minute session. And I like to call it my brainstorming session, because I like to exchange ideas and that sort of thing with people. But yeah, I love connecting with people. So why not talk for half an hour and see if I can just, help people in some small way in that time.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Samantha. Everything, all the description, sometimes I do this. all the links and the social media website will be on the description of your podcast when it comes live, so people can connect or either can schedule a call with you. I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to talk with you from the other side of the world, Australia and UK, so far away, so far away. But I'm delighted, and I'm sure you're, as a business coach, you are, you're gonna grow a lot. And I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be in touch with you for sure.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much for your time today.
And also, Samantha, I would love to know if we could, maybe in the future, we're going to be able to work as a collaboration as with Women Flicks, because
Oh,
we
absolutely.
also do work with women, and it would be lovely to be able to do some work from Australia to
Yes,
the UK to Australia.
yes, that would be amazing. I would love to do that.
Fantastic. Great, great to know. You take care. God bless you, and we keep in touch. For sure.
We
Right.
will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Samantha. Bye bye.
Bye bye.